for organizing this and for bringing so many good friends together that I haven't seen in so long, and some others that I have seen not so long ago, like Paul and Janet, and I see Karina there, and Rina, and Bruria, and of course all the teachers, and Nona. So thank you guys, well done.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Hola, Ilu.
Hola, Ilu.
First of all,
Bienvenido. So we are so excited to have you here with us in this big project. So let's start. We know that you have traveled a lot, and during the quarantine, you have had connections worldwide through the archives. So we picked these two topics for you. And the first one is the different movements of Regulation worldwide, and the second is the Regulation during and after the quarantine. So the mic is all yours.
So I think that, first of all, can you hear me well? Yes, I think that's one of the most said things in 2020. Can you hear me? Anyway, so I'm going to tackle these two subjects from the point of view of the future, because I guess that's what this event is about. So first of all, about communities, and taking on what Michael said, I think that yes, we are looking into creating a future for Israeli folk dancing and for the future of our culture, but we can't assess the whole world in the same way, and that would be wrong. I think that a lot of teachers in Israeli folk dancing, they are just teachers without learning how to be a teacher. They are choreographers without learning. They don't do it as profession because, as Sagi said, it's a professional hobby. But this is when we make the mistake as educators. We can't assess every single child of 6 years old in the same way. Because the people in Argentina, I can tell you, if I give them the same as I give to the kids in London, they kill me. And if I give to the ones in Turkey when I was there 3 years ago, to the same I would give to the ones in Belgium, they kill me also. So we need to learn to understand each community as its own bubble. And although they are all part of the Israeli folk dancing around the world, and I tell you, I've seen a lot of them, it's really, really important that we can understand what is the best way to attract them. Are we talking about Israeli dancing? Are we talking about choreography? Are we talking about giving them a role model that they want to join and they want to be like? And because of that person, then they will join. So sometimes it really doesn't matter what you give them, but who is giving it to them. And it's really, really important that as teachers and as the future, whoever here is thinking to do it or is doing it, thinks about these things. Because I really think that I really think it's really bad English. I think that it's really important to be able to use the right people to the right audience. Look at any business in the world. Coca-Cola will apply to some, Pepsi will apply to some others. So it's really important that, for example, we have people like Marina here, amazing dancers, lots of energy. We need to take advantage in the good way, because they are the future, and we need to be able to understand who is the audience for that. And if we can develop a network around the world, we can definitely create something that is bigger than ourselves. No?
Okay.
No, I don't know. No? You want me to tell you specifically about different communities? I can show you some videos even, no problem. I have lots of stuff prepared if you want. But you tell me what you want me to do.
Dejado.
Yes. Enséñanos tus videos.
No, ask me, and then I show you.
Eli, please show us your videos. The videos that you told us that you have some videos prepared. So please show them.
Okay. So, for example, we talk about communities. So a few years ago, I developed a really, really amazing relationship with a group in Washington, D.C. It's a performing troupe called Yesodot and the pre-performing troupe called Kesem. And they are some of the most amazing young teenagers that you will meet in your life, because they are joining to do that because they love to be with each other, not just because they love to dance. Like Michal said, it was a generation, his generation, that started because their parents. And I think what we see more and more now is that the kids are starting because of the peers, not because of the parents. And it's really, really important to be able to say, well done. In the same way as that, it happens a lot in Latin America. When I was in Turkey, it was the first time in my life that in this side of the world, I saw young people dancing. The first time. And I will show you a little video, and it was amazing what they have there. It's an amazing community in a very difficult country, and still they were able to dance. Let's see if I can share the video and you can see. This was a little bit of a rehearsal from a choreography that we were building. Let's see if it works. Tell me, guys, if I can share my screen. Yes, I can. Here we go. Can you see? Great.
Yes.
These are all young, kind of like young adults, teenagers, whatever we call it, that are just doing it because they love it. And yes, in Turkey, they are Jewish. But then, for example, I'll show you a very quick video of Belgium, where most of the dancers there are not Jewish, and they still do it because they love it and they connect to Israel. And it's absolutely incredible, the work that the team there has done throughout the years. And I come to London in a few minutes, but I want to show you this because in that case, we are talking about performing troupe. And in this case, we are talking about Israeli folk dancing. And we have here friends like Hila also, who has worked with me for about 8 years. And for example, Paul and Jeanette are here also, and they can say that it's true what I'm saying because they have been there almost since the beginning. And you can see how adults and kids are dancing together. And it really doesn't matter what's their age. Pepe, you know the dance, I know. And I don't know if we can see here, but I don't know if you get to know. We can't share the screen in full mode. Anyway, it's really, really amazing. And then I go to London, where it's really, really amazing what happens here, that you have one of the only organizations, just to answer a little bit to Stuart, like he was talking before, one of the only non-for-profit organizations in the world that fundraise to support young teachers to bring to Israeli folk dancing. It's been run for over 40 years by someone who is called Maurice Stone, who is actually someone that has been awarded an award by the Queen of England because of his contribution to the culture and to the support of different cultures. So I think that there is a lot happening outside of Israel, and a lot of people in Israel should learn about this.
So it was amazing that during this quarantine we have seen all these communities and all these difference between one and the other, and we want to know what you think about the Rikudeam during and after the quarantine.
So about 7 or 8 months ago, I was speaking with Yuval, good friend of mine, who is, I don't know if he's still here or he went to drink something. I see Gadi, you're the youngest one. צעירים. Remember? Anyway, I was speaking with Yuval, and he was like, you have to open an online dance program in English. And I said, okay, yalla, let's do it. And I opened it, and I started with something which was just something very small. And it was just me talking and almost not even dancing about, with the Rikudeam. It was just me talking and playing music, and my internet was cracking up. We were just starting the corona, and it was this. It looked like this. I don't know if anybody remember, but this is what Arca Live was. And 6 months after, we developed over 600,000 minutes of viewed content online. That's over 500,000. You understand what it is? Over 15,000 people connected with Alka Live organically. There was no money involved. It was no business there. There was no marketing there. It was only a matter of bringing communities together and supporting people throughout this journey. And every single program that we did was different. From, for example, getting messages from people of Fauda cast who actually connected to Alka Live and send their message to say, Mazal Tov, Yom Huledet Sameach, or say Chag Atzmaut Sameach. I will show you the video of some of them. It's really amazing what we created around the world, and I think that people realized that. I realized that people really wanted to dance. People wanted to feel together, and we want to feel together. And dancing is the excuse to feel together. And at the same time, I did an interview not long ago, which is on Facebook, that says I had to keep myself fit. I had to keep others fit. I had to keep people together because we really have a responsibility. You're talking about we are the future. I'm talking we are the present. Because if we don't take care about now, there is no future. So it's been really, really amazing. From something on Facebook Live, we went to Zoom. Now it's run on a subscription level, and once a month we do Facebook Lives. And it's really, really amazing that more than 45 countries, and I promise you, I've checked the insight data from Facebook, more than 45 countries, more than 15,000 people every week join Alka Live. It's crazy. Of course, not on Zoom. I mean on Facebook. On Zoom, it's less the number, but it's really, really amazing. I have here to show you this really fun message of the guy from Fauda. If you want to join, watch. It's quite interesting. This was for Yom Ha'atzmaut.
أهلا إيلاي. كيف حالك يا حبيبي إيلاي? How are you my friend? ما شلونك إيلاي؟ איך אתה מרגיש? This is Itzy Cohen, aka Captain Ayub from the hit series Fauda on Netflix. First of all, I wanted to tell Eli thank you for being such a huge fan. I love you very much. And I wish you a happy Independence Day for Israel.
Anyway, the idea was to bring to the dancers something which is out of Rikudeam. So in the same way as in Israel, they might bring a singer. We don't have the possibility to have Idan Reichel in London now, and it costs a lot of money. So we tried to find the best way to bring something nice, and anything from Sagiv Cohen talking to, it's a Cohen talking, all the Cohens. Anyway, it was really nice. We have had interviews with some of the choreographers. And I think that what we are not realizing is that in terms of future, there is so much archive that people didn't know from the history of Israeli folk dancing that I think that if a museum would be interested in Israeli folk dancing, there is so much to show and so much to give that really that is part of Israel, not of Israeli folk dancing. This is part of the state of Israel, of how the culture was created and spread around the world. I always say that the best export that we have from Israel is Rikudeam. It's not oranges.
So, first of all, congratulations for your lives. We really, really, really enjoy it every Wednesday. 1.5 hours of our Wednesday, we are in Facebook,
And now in Zoom.
writing and posting, and now in Zoom. Yes, and let's go. Let's go.
I know by memory all your favorite dances. Even if I don't play them always, I know them. I know that Daniela likes some of the dances that I usually don't play, and she gets upset. But I play the Pepe one. It's okay.
Pues qué bueno que ya te lo sabes. Nos da gusto. And let's go with the Q&A. So
raise your hand in participants if you have any questions. Stuart, the stage is yours.
The mic is yours.
Hi, Eli. How are you?
Hey, Stuart. How are you? Great to see you.
Good too. So I wanted to ask, since you have a lot of experience looking at not just what you're doing there, but others, what do you see people doing really well to help grow and cultivate, new leaders and also new sessions? And what things do you see that aren't so well, and you might have suggestions for them?
Are we talking now during the Zoom era, or in general in kind of like opening a session and bringing people?
In general, so not the Zoom era.
I think that we need to, although Isoli dancing shouldn't be, I think, at least abroad, a business, because that's not the purpose. We need to treat it as a business. And when I mean this, I mean the following: to bring people, you need marketing, and to bring marketing, you need a strategy. And it's really, really important to understand who your audience is and where your audience is. So I think it really depends where we are talking. So I guess to answer the question is, the best advice I can give is to talk with others, to talk with other people who have done it in other places in the world. So for example, in America, it's huge, and there are many, many, many sessions. It's like, I can't explain the difference between the industry in America and in Europe. Is so much bigger. And I think that talking from one to each other, it can really help. It can really help to potentiate those ideas, to maybe create one opening event, and then from that kind of like starting this little kind of like a, when you open the fire, and then the fire will spread alone. And I think something really important is to try to not doing it by yourself, because the costs will never work out for that teacher. So the best thing that you can do is, if you want to spread Israeli dancing, try to partner with an organization, whether it's a JCC, whether it's a synagogue, whether it's something that is there to bring community together, because the end goal of Rikudei Am is to bring people together and to make us forget of the week and be together for at least 2 hours. So I think that if we are able to work with other organizations who can support with the admin work and with the let's be honest, the JCC has a lot more people than what I can reach alone. So why wouldn't I work with them? So I think that could be a really good tip. Don't do it alone. Try to do it with an organization would be my tip.
Oh, those are great ideas, especially since I think somebody else said, what if I work full time? How do I get help? And you're right.
You are so right. And a lot of us kind of like have other kind of work on the side. So I think that do not overestimating the power of non-for-profit organizations, that support culture is really, really important.
Yes, which means you have to put aside your ego a little bit to find a partner or to ask for help.
And I think that a lot of the teachers and a lot of the choreographers, let's be honest, we are in family here. They do it for themselves, and everybody's replaceable. Never forget that. And I think that we are just today here, and tomorrow there will be someone else. But if I can help get to someone else to get tomorrow, and that someone else will have 100 people and not 50, that's an achievement. So I guess it's about spreading and connecting with others. So yeah.
Thank you, Stuart.
Awesome. Thank you.
So Marina.
Yes, Marina.
Hi, Ilai.
Hey, how are you?
Fine, and you?
Very good.
So the question that I want to make is that, speaking as a really young marketer and teacher here in Brazil, what tip could you give us to keep the Rikudei Am alive?
In general, this is a big question, eh?
Yes.
Let's try to nail the question a little bit more, kind of like detail. If you can kind of like elaborate.
In the sessions, for example, like what could we do like for bringing the young people, but also keeping the more older people in the session, like.
So we are talking here about how to balance in the same place different audiences. When one audience wants one thing and the other audience wants something else, and this is one of the most difficult things to do. To know how to make everybody happy. And I think that the most important thing here is to know your audience. And I know when someone comes to my Arcada, I know which dance connects to that person. So I am kind of like, even if I don't write it down, I know that, for example, Eileen likes Darkenu. So I know that I'm going to try to play Darkenu when Eileen is in my class, because I want her to be happy. But I know that maybe Marina will want Zohar. I don't know. I'm just saying by guess. Maybe not. Am I guessing right?
Yeah, you're
Great,
guessing right.
exactly. So I want also Marina to be happy. So I guess that being able to balance the evening, no event is flat. Events should have peak up and peak down. And how we connect those two peaks, that's the skill that we need to learn as teachers. So I think that sometimes it's okay to challenge one audience to then give the other audience a little bit more of a push. So if some of the older people will sit down for 3 dances, but the young ones will be happy, great. And believe it or not, they will actually enjoy watching. And some of them might actually join. Why not? And then maybe I put 3 partner dances that the young ones might not know, but the oldest will be happy. And I will play Nagat Ballet for Paul. So knowing what to play for your audience, it's so important. And that goes also for the marketing. If I want to attract young people, I will use fresh colors. I will use people in the flyer that look great also, you know, like role models. But then if I want to maybe do a nostalgia, I can use a role model that is young with someone who is maybe not so young and has the context, you know, and the content. So I think that balancing is really important. So I think looking at this on 360 is really, really important.
Yes. Thank you.
I don't know if I answered, but I mean,
Yes, you did. Yes,
it's
you
a
did.
really, really big question, you know.
Yeah.
Paul has the hand up, not the electronic hand, but he has the hand.
So we need to follow the schedule. If you have more questions, write them in the chat, and Eli is going to answer.
What?
One more second. I have there Paul and Janet that are just putting the hand like this, and and the last one, if that's okay. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Go on.
Where are you?
Go on.
Paul, wait, here. No,
Janet.
está más abajo.
Aquí, Janet,
Janet, por
Paul.
ahí.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think, Eli, that elderly people of our age interfere and change the atmosphere?
First of all, I am the elder one, not you, because you are dancing with more energy than me. I can't even move anymore. And my legs hurt by dancing at home so much. But second, I definitely think that it's a no. There is no interference at all. I think that the beauty of Israeli dancing, like Michal said, is that it provides a home for everybody, regardless of who you are and how you are and what's your age and what's your sex and anything. There is a place for everybody, and it's one of the only things in the world that provides a home for everybody.
Question 2, how do we get more men to come and dance?
By providing good role models. I think this is so important, and by showing that that it's okay to be a male dancer. No, I guess so.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So thank you. If you have some more questions, write in the chat. Eli is going to answer there.
And
Eli, we love you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, and well done for the amazing work. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. We have an amazing set, and I give now. Like, I don't know, where are you, Gadi? Wait, let me see the screen. You are down here. I give you the microphone, so.
Well,